Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome to another Yugioh VRains cast list analysis. We will be taking a look at the episode 2 cast list. To be honest, nothing really worthwhile comes from the cast list, comes from the people that are speaking, but something really worthwhile comes from actually the episode summary. We get a line that is going to put a lot of speculation to rest, mainly about whether Yusaku is dueling for the first time or he's brand new to dueling. We've got so many conflicting reports, and this line in the episode 2 summary finally is going to put that to rest. Before I begin, I did a video over on Dimsy's Domain, over on his channel. He's a really awesome guy. He invited me on. We were discussing for about 15 minutes our final thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 as a whole. I don't plan on doing a video like that on my channel, so if you want to hear my opinion on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 as a whole, head over to his video, show his channel some love, and definitely comment your thoughts on that video, and I will, be reading your comments on that video. I will have it linked down below, so definitely check that out. But here is the episode 2 cast list, and here's the summary. Yusaku managed to capture the mysterious life form that the Knights of Hanoi were chasing after. In order to defeat them, he logs into VRains as Playmaker. He commenced a duel while holding the life form hostage. However, the life form predicted that Yusaku can't win with his deck and generated a data storm in VRains. Playmaker then experiences a new type of dueling he's never seen before. Speed duel. So there you go. We've gotten so many, conflicting reports that, Yusaku's dueling for the first time. And then we've gotten other reports that Yusaku is a calm, calculated, skilled duelist. And it's like, alright, well, which one is it? They were kind of both right. And I feel like we were kind of honeydicked about this whole situation for the last 3 months. Like, they couldn't just tell us that he's new to the speed duel format. And why would they tell us that he's new to dueling entirely? Like, I don't know. That kind of annoys me. Obviously, I'm not going to hold it against the show or anything like that, but it's just annoying that they weren't a little more specific in the summaries. But I guess they wanted to, or not really the summaries, but kind of the pre-spoiler data, but I guess they wanted to, kind of leave it ambiguous and leave it up to interpretation, but that is what it means. So Yusaku is brand new to speed duels. He's not brand new to dueling. He's going to be most likely a very skilled duelist, but maybe he'll struggle a bit with this new speed duel format. So the AI also, this is kind of new, generates a data storm. I don't know if we know what a data storm is. I don't know if that is going to be him giving Yusaku more monsters, or if it's gonna maybe, well, here's the cast list. Yusaku, the mysterious life form, Kusanagi Shuchi, Naoki, Onizuka Go, Aoi's Eyes, and Akira's Eyes, and Revolver, Knight of Hanoi, and extras. So the cast list gets cut, actually. We lose Spectre, we lose Bishop, who were two of the more interesting names we had on the first episode cast list, simply because we just didn't know who they were. So we lose those two, which is kind of a shame, and there's no one here that, we don't know of. It's interesting because Yusaku is going to be probably dueling. He's definitely going to be in VRains, because we know he goes there in episode 1, and Naoki is still speaking in this episode, so Naoki, I think, is going to have a bigger role than any of us actually thought, especially if he's speaking and they're doing cutaways to him, commenting on Yusaku's duel, commenting on the Playmaker's duel. Of course, he could have just 1 or 2 lines, so it is kind of maybe premature to say he'll have a big role. Another interesting thing, there's also some, I wouldn't say controversy, but there's also some criticism, maybe towards me and towards a few people, that criticism is maybe a little harsh word, but this has been pointed out by a few different people, and it's a good point. I assumed that Spectre was the Knight of Hanoi, which you see on this picture, and I assumed it because they showed Spectre and they showed this masked Knight of Hanoi that has Cracking Dragon, but a good amount of people have commented and said, whoa, hold the phone, Dylan. They are two different people. Just because they're in the one picture does not mean they're the same person. Spectre and the Knight of Hanoi are listed differently on the cast list, which is very true. And unless they have different voice actors for, their non-VR form and their VR form, and I'm assuming the Knight is his VR form while Spectre's non-VR form is, the human picture of him, then they are two different characters, because the cast list has them listed as two different people in the first episode. Of course, Spectre is not listed here, so that's something to keep an eye on, and we should know that in the very first episode, that, let's hold the phone here, because I might have been completely wrong, and most people might have been wrong. This might not actually be Spectre, because we know this guy's title is Knight of Hanoi. That's what his title is, unless they're referring to a completely different Knight of Hanoi, and this is Spectre, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. I was kind of hoping, this is what Data Storm might be. Maybe it's something that just kind of, I've actually been saying it for a couple of weeks now that I think this AI is like a bomb that can destroy the entire Link VRains, and maybe this is kind of like a mini version of that where he shuffles data, and because of that he's able to, diverse Akira Zaizen's goons from being able to, interfere with the duel because he's head of security of Soul Technology, and maybe he's able to get rid of Spectre and Bishop, who are maybe 4-on-1 dueling against Yusaku trying to get this mysterious life form back. He's able to eliminate both of them before the duel actually starts, and then Yusaku takes on Revolver and the Knight of Hanoi, or just the Knight of Hanoi. I feel like if he defeats the leader of the Knights in Revolver in the first 2 or 3 episodes, it's like, all right, well, where do we really go from here? You know what I mean? So I kind of hope he doesn't verse Revolver, because we know he's going to win this duel based on the episode 3 summary. So, I don't know. There's not too much to go by from this cast list, but we are less than 24 hours away from VRains, and I'll tell you something else. The podcast, the very first Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains podcast on my channel, will be up probably about an hour after this video goes up, so definitely stay tuned for that if you want to hear me and 3 others ramble on about our expectations and our hopes for VRains for about 50 minutes. That should be fun. That should be a good way to hopefully increase the hype on the final day that Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains will not air. Starting tomorrow, we will have Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains content to watch over and over and over, and I cannot wait. Tomorrow, by the way, expect midday, not episode 1. I will not be watching episode 1 live, so I'm going to be staying off Twitter the entire duration tomorrow from 5 a.m. Eastern time to probably when I review the episode, but expect me to react to to opening 1 with the wind. Expect me to react to ending 1, Believe in Magic, 2 different videos, and then later that night, I will review the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains. It should be a really fun day. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you down below as always. I hope you have an amazing day.
Wow.